After 10 years and two very brutal bear markets, I believe now's the time to take hold of your financial future and start educating yourself. Hi, I'm Joseph Gilbert, an institutional stockbroker with Newport Coast Securities in Irvine, California, and host of How to Invest in a New America, heard daily from 4 to 5 here on KSPA and KFST. Unprecedented volatility has paralyzed investors. In fact, there are millions of investors just sitting on the sidelines watching as literally a parade of financial opportunities pass them by. For 27 years, I've been actively trading and advising both institutional and individual investors to my techno-fundamental approach. If you're having a tough time with the stock market and you need a new trading partner with some fresh ideas to help get you back on track, then call me at 888-668-9562 or log on at howtoinvestinanewamerica.com. The number again is 888-668-9562 or howtoinvestinanewamerica.com. Call me and let me help you get back on track. Newport Coast Securities, member FINRA, SIPC.
This program does not necessarily reflect the opinions of the Astor Broadcast Group, its employees, or sponsors.
The opinions expressed on the following program are not necessarily those of the staff, management, or advertisers of this station, and any investment advice given is for educational purposes only and may not be suitable for all investors. Joey Gilbert is a registered representative with Newport Coast Securities, Inc., a broker-dealer and a member of FINRA SIPC. This document should not be regarded as an offer to sell or as a solicitation of an offer to buy any securities. Specific recommendations can only be made upon request of the client after a full review of their suitability has been conducted by the investment representative. Risk tolerance, ability to withstand loss, diversification, and level of understanding are important factors in determining appropriate investments. Past performance is not a guarantee of future results.
And now, Newport Coast Securities is proud to present How to Invest in a New America with your host, institutional equity strategist, Joe Gilbert.
All right, good afternoon, and welcome to another edition of How to Invest in a New America. Well, today the market was up big again and knocking at all-time new highs. So it's my sincere hope that the market is treating all my listeners well and you're making lots and lots of money. I'm glad you could join me today. We've got a great program lined up. It's Thursday, and I'm real excited about the seminar. Only 2 more days. Is everybody ready to talk about the stock market? Thanks for joining and learning along with me. You know, talking about the stock market really gets me going. I hope everybody's picking up on my intense passion for the market. I love what I do, and it gives me a lot of joy to share my experiences with you. I've been trading and advising both institutional and individual investors for 27 years now. At my previous firm, I was chief market strategist for 12 years, so I've got some valuable experience to share. And for the next hour, I'm going to share my experience on how we can all learn to make better decisions when you get into the battlefield of the stock market. And I believe anyone can learn to do it. So that's what I want to help you with. I'm your new coach. I'll give it to you straight. Straight talk about how to make money in the market and, more importantly, how not to get killed, all right? Ladies and gentlemen, I talk about some things you might not be hearing in any other place. So listen up. I know this is a true statement. No matter how beat up you might feel or no matter how smart you think you are, I believe we can all learn to get better and better at investing and making money in the market. Hi, everyone. I'm Joe Gilbert, your host. I'm an institutional equity strategist with Newport Coast Securities in Irvine, California. And every day I discuss high-performance techniques and strategies my listeners can use to put the odds in their favor when investing in stocks. Now, listeners, today the market was up big. After what looked like a big head fake yesterday, the Dow came back, was up 130 points at 14,831. The NASDAQ up big, 43 points, closed at 3340, another multi-year high. The NASDAQ 100 was up 3779 and closed at 2911. You know, the last time the NASDAQ was at these levels was in November of 2000. Boy, I remember that period like it was yesterday. November 2000, in case you don't remember, that was when the election between Bush and Gore was tied, and Gore was contesting the election, and the market was getting massacred. I made a huge gain in my account that month on the short side. And when I say huge, I'm talking like 300% in a month, just being short, as the market was really coming unglued, let me tell you. That was back in November of 2000. But that was the last time the NASDAQ was at this price, at 3,300. Now, today, the S&P 500 was up 1489. That's an all-time new high, folks. The Russell 2000 up 1489 at 939.85. So it was all in all another good day for stocks. 3D Systems had a good update. It was up $1.83 at 39.50. Stratasys, another 3D stock, was up $1.96 at 81.75. Google was up 9. Apple was up 6. Now LinkedIn was up $6.85, but it's down big in the after hours, down about 20 points. Yikes! The market giveth, and the market taketh away. Now Facebook had a good day, up $1.50. But I'll review the moves of the day after the break. Today, I want to review some selling signs to look for in your stocks. I always want to sell stocks when they're on the way up. Listeners, the best way to sell a stock is while it's on the way up. So it's best to sell while the stock's still advancing and looking strong to everyone. You got that? The best way to sell a stock's on the way up. Now, what I'm suggesting goes completely against human nature. It means you have to sell your stock when it's strong, it's up a lot in price, and it looks like it might even make you even more profit. But listeners, when you sell this way, you won't be caught in the 20 to 40% gut-wrenching corrections that can hit market leaders and put downside pressure on a portfolio. Now, if you don't sell early, then you're going to be late. And you'll never sell at the top, friends. Don't even try. Listeners, your objective is to make and take significant gains, and you're not going to be right all the time. Your objective is not to be right all the time in the market, but to make big money when you're right and to lose the least amount possible in the event you're wrong. So your job's not to get too greedy, not to get too optimistic and excited or emotionally carried away as the stock keeps getting stronger. That's why it's best to have a strong set of rules to go by. That way you keep your emotions in check. Remember, bulls make money and bears make money, but pigs, they get slaughtered, ladies and gentlemen. If you really want to be a success in the market, then you absolutely must have definite rules and a profit and loss plan. This is right out of the book by William O'Neill. All right, you have to learn to sell on the way up. So today I want to mention some sell signs and rules. Let's talk sell rules. Now, with CANSLIM, a huge amount of emphasis is put on the fundamentals when you're looking for a stock to buy. But when stocks top out, the fundamentals always look great. So when it gets to the top, the fundamental picture will always look fantastic. To sell it correctly, you simply must learn to analyze price and volume only. So it's fundamentals plus technicals that get you into a stock, but selling is purely technical. And you should sell based on what the stock's chart is telling you. In other words, what's the price and volume movements telling you? You have to study what the selling signs are and what they look like on a chart. Now, today I'm going to talk about this a fair amount of detail, all right? First, a market will top out in only one of two ways, all right? Markets top one of two ways. They either go into new highs with no pickup in volume, indicating no demand, and selling will soon overcome the stock. All right, that's number one. You go into new highs with no pickup in volume. That's one way the market tops out. And another way is they have heavy volume without further upside progress. So it's churning around and distribution is recurring. And remember, distribution occurs on the way up. Now, the way you see that on a chart is the stock will have a less than mid-range close on the day. So, you know, the peak, if you measure the peak to the low of the day, it'll close less than in the middle and the pickup in volume. So that the stock's moving higher and higher. Think of it as water flowing through a pipe. The water flows freely until something blocks it or stops it. So when a market's advancing, it's moving higher, and then on one day it'll move up and then picks up big volume, but the price doesn't increase anymore. So it's churning around, going no place, or stalling as they advance, as the volume starts picking up. So selling is stopping the advance. Makes sense? Again, when you look at this on a chart, now the way you see it is the stock will have a less than mid-range close on a pickup in volume. So if on the day you take the high and the low, and the volume is up over the average, and you get a less than mid-range close, that indicates stalling action, and it would be a selling indication. All right, here's a detail that's important about how to judge volume figures, okay? Now, remember, when you're judging volume in individual stocks, you're judging the volume versus the 50-day average of trading volume. When you're judging the general market on volume, it's versus the previous day. Now, I know this concept might seem difficult to visualize as you're driving down the road right now in your car, but I'm giving you professional, detailed information about how you can get better at spotting sell signals. Now, if you want to spend a quality 3 hours with me this Saturday morning, I'll show you how to see this on charts. That's this Saturday morning. I'll be live and in person at my office in Irvine, teaching you about how to read charts and what to look for when buying. I'll go over the general market and what to look for when selling. Ladies and gentlemen, it's completely free. I have nothing to sell you. I just want to help you to get better at this battle for investment survival. So if you want to spend a few hours this Saturday morning with a 27-year veteran warrior in the battle for investment survival, I've been watching the market all day, every day for 27 years. All right, you can join me this Saturday for a free seminar. I'll have some drinks and some snacks, and we can all learn together. Sound good? You can call my office to sign up for that at 888-668-9562. Again, for the free seminar, it's 888-668-9562, or you can log on to my website at howtoinvestinanewamerica.com. All one word, howtoinvestinanewamerica.com. And my office number is 888-668-9562. That's a free seminar this Saturday morning from 9 to noon at my office in Irvine. All right, you can email me if you want at jgilbert@ncsecurities.com, or you can log on to my website at howtoinvestinanewamerica.com. All one word, no spaces, okay? All right, let's take a quick break. Then back to more about how to sell and protect your account. You're listening to How to Invest in a New America with Joe Gilbert on 1510 AM KSPA and 1450 AM KFSD, Financial News and Talk. Investors, do you know what a successful stock looks like before it takes off in price? Studying models of past big winners can give you a much clearer picture of what you're looking for in future potential big winners. Hi, I'm Joe Gilbert, a stockbroker with Newport Coast Securities in Irvine, California. How are you going to know if a stock you're considering to buy right now could be a future big winner if you don't know what these great winners of the past look like? Make sense? Call me at 888-668-9562 for a free copy of my model book I call Profiles of a New America. If you're unhappy with your broker and you want to work with a new broker who has 27 years of battlefield experience, as well as some fresh ideas to help get you back on track, then call me at 888-668-9562 or log on at howtoinvestinanewamerica.com. If what you're doing isn't working, then try my fresh ideas and a great new system. And don't forget to tune in every day for How to Invest in a New America from 4 to 5, right here on 1510 AM, Financial News and Talk. Newport Coast Securities, member FINRA, SIPC.
This is Financial News and Talk.
Markets, business, and the latest information on Bloomberg. There's absolutely no alternative.
AM 1450, AM 1510.
Investors, do you know what a successful stock looks like before it has a dramatic rise in price? Knowing what to look for can definitely give you an edge. Hi, I'm Joe Gilbert, an independent institutional stockbroker with Newport Coast Securities and host of How to Invest in a New America. For more than a quarter of a century, I've focused on a strict discipline of looking through thousands of stock charts every weekend, looking for timely ideas for my clients. If you believe in the importance of a disciplined approach that combines fresh new idea generation, managed with passion and focus, then call me at 888-668-9562 and experience the difference for yourself. Again, if you're looking for a new broker who can help you navigate the ups and downs of the market and you want experience, discipline, passion, and focus, then I'm your man. Call me at 888-668-9562 and find out what my 27 years of battlefield experience can do for you. My direct helpline is 888-668-9562. I'm Joe Gilbert, a licensed representative with Newport Coast Securities, encouraging you to get educated and go for it. Securities offered through Newport Coast Securities, member FINRA, SIPC. All right, I'm back with you again. This is Joe Gilbert. You're listening to How to Invest in a New America. Now, if you're just tuning in, I've been discussing the sell side of the equation. Listeners, to make money, you've got to learn to sell your stocks when they're on the way up, and learn to make and take the gains while you have them. Now, one great rule I have is to sell when you're ahead 20 to 25% every time, okay? And cut the losses at 7 to 8%. That way you could be wrong 3 times and right only once and not get yourself hurt, okay? Having sell rules, like I've been talking about, this information would have saved you back in 2000 or in 2007. Many people got hammered when the tech bubble popped. I sure didn't. I was studying every day and doing my job. Did you get burned in the 2000 bear or again in the 2008 bear market? These were vicious bear markets. And stocks and markets don't just top out of the blue. There's always, in many cases, several signs that'll tell you that it's not functioning properly. Now, if you don't even look at charts, well, you won't see it, but you better believe that the pros are out there. There's some very smart professionals out there, and they see it. They're doing their homework, and they see it, and they act on it. So this is really a critical part of the whole investment process, don't you think? If so, if you want to think about coming to my free seminar Saturday morning in Irvine from 9 to noon, the number to call for that is 888-668-9562, or you can email me at jgilbert@ncsecurities.com. Now, here's a sell signal that's not technical in nature, but it's important. Here's an easy sell signal to remember. Although it's definitely not the best, it's typically a late sell signal, but you can use the relative strength number. Relative strength number can only be found in Investor's Business Daily. It's proprietary. It measures your stock's performance against all others in the market in terms of price performance. And it gives it a ranking from 1 to 99, with 99 being the highest. I believe the way they measure that is they take the price performance 4 quarters ago, 3 quarters ago, and 2 quarters ago, and they give that like a 20% weighting each. And then on the most recent quarter, they give it a 40% weighting. And that's against all other stocks in the market. And their database is huge. So a sell signal would be when the relative strength number drops below 70. That's a definite sign that all's not well, and it's probably time to sell. Although it's a late signal, when the relative strength drops below 70, it's usually time to sell. Now, many of you might be holding some names that have poor relative strength. So when you go home tonight and you look at your holdings, arrange them in order of relative strength from the highest to the lowest. And all the stocks that you own that have a relative strength of 70 or less, those would be my first candidates to get rid of. Now, this relative strength number is completely different from the relative strength line, which is a very important indicator in selling as well. The relative strength line is calculated versus the S&P 500. So if your stock is outperforming the S&P 500, then this relative strength line will be moving up. And if it's underperforming the S&P, the line will be moving down. Now if it's acting normally, all right, if a stock's acting normally, the relative strength line will either lead the stock's price in a new high ground as it comes out of a base, or it'll at least be moving into new high ground with the stock. Now, one selling indication would be if the stock's price goes into new highs and the relative strength line is lagging materially. Okay, so there's a relative strength number, but more importantly, the relative strength line. Now, during a bear market, all right, when I go through chart books, I'll literally just be looking through stocks to find out where the relative strength line's making new highs in front of the price of the stock. This is telling you the stock's much stronger than the broad general market. Are you tracking the relative strength numbers on your stocks as well as the relative strength line? I think you should, okay? You should really be looking at the price and volume of the general market every day as well. Investors Daily makes this process really easy because they put all the general market indexes on one page. But I track the price and volume figures for my stocks every day, and I look at the charts on my stocks every day as well. You got to do your homework. At least that's how I've been trained. I don't rely on personal opinions. Now, here's something to consider. Many of the market's best leaders will top out in explosive fashion. They make what's called a climax run. Now, this is really easy to spot on a chart once you learn what it looks like. And it's interesting because many of the best stocks will top out with a climax run. Now, I've heard Mr. O'Neill say that as many as 70% of all the leaders top out this way. So you got to know how to spot this. A climax run occurs after a stock's already been in a long advance, all right, and then suddenly takes off at a much faster than normal rate, say 25 to 50% or more, in only 1 or 2 weeks. Typically, it's 8 or 10 days running up much faster than normal. So after a stock's made a move up at a certain rate, let's say it's been going up at a 45-degree angle for maybe 8, 10, or 12 months. So the stock's been moving up at that angle for the past 12 months, and now all of a sudden it starts to rise at an accelerated angle. Listeners, I have models of this. If you want to see what a climax run looks like, you can call my office, 888-668-9562. I'd be more than happy to email you some models of what these climax runs look like. We're going to review a few examples of this on Saturday morning in Irvine during my free seminar. Now, if you haven't signed up yet, this free event is something you don't want to miss. Besides getting to meet me, I'll be going over what to look for when buying, what signs to look for to tell you to sell, how to read charts, how to gauge the general market, both when it's bottoming and also when it's starting to top out right before a big correction. Now, if you want to sign up for that, my office number is 888-668-9562, 888-668-9562. All right, now there's several examples of this action in the best-selling book, How to Make Money in Stocks by William O'Neill. In his newest 4th edition that came out last year, the first 100 pages of the book are all chart models of the biggest winners of the past 100 years. The book's full of chart examples of what stocks look like before they had huge moves. And it also has examples of what topping action looks like. Now, I can't tell you how much I believe in this book. I've used this system since 1988. I've seen a lot of people change their lives through investing with the CANSLIM system. So I know it works. And I'm getting a little off track, but seriously, folks, I can't stress this enough. If you're having difficulty in the market, if you're trading your own account and you're getting roughed up, go get this book, How to Make Money in Stocks, A Winning System in Good Times or Bad by William O'Neill. I know the information in the book will help you. It's helped me for 26 years now. And I was 100% cash in March 2000. I sold the last of my holdings on March 24th, actually. So the tech bubble was something that I had completely avoided. And again in 2008, I was 100% cash by November of 2007. Now I'll be going over all this in detail at my seminar, how to gauge the general market, how to spot when a stock is topping. But get the book, How to Make Money in Stocks by William O'Neill. You know, the newspaper he invented, Investors Business Daily, is my first read every day. And if you don't subscribe to Investors Daily, in my opinion, you got to have it, friends. It's like having software in print. Seriously, you know, over the years, I've had people ask me about computer programs that do all the work for you. If there's some type of holy grail. Well, for me, I think Investors Business Daily is just like computer software program in print. Once you know how to use it and once you know what to look for, you won't be able to live without it. All right, you can go to their website at investors.com. That's investors.com. There's really so much educational content on that site that can help you. All right, and in his book, there's 2 great chapters on selling, chapter 10 and 11. But if you're having trouble with your trading, please, I urge you, go get his book, How to Make Money in Stocks. It'll help you, ladies and gentlemen. I've read this book no less than 25 times since 1988. All right, let's take a break. When I come back, I'll tell you what was moving in today's market. I'll talk more about the selling game plan, not just offensive sell plan, but defensive too. You got to have both. So stick with me. I'll be right back with more of How to Invest in a New America with Joe Gilbert on 1510 AM KSPA, 1450 AM KFSD, Financial News and Talk. I'll be right back. Investors, do you know what a successful stock looks like before it has a dramatic rise in price? Knowing what to look for can definitely give you an edge. Hi, I'm Joe Gilbert, an independent institutional stockbroker with Newport Coast Securities and host of How to Invest in a New America. For more than a quarter of a century, I've focused on a strict discipline of looking through thousands of stock charts every weekend, looking for timely ideas for my clients. If you believe in the importance of a disciplined approach that combines fresh new idea generation, managed with passion and focus, then call me at 888-668-9562 and experience the difference for yourself. Again, if you're looking for a new broker who can help you navigate the ups and downs of the market and you want experience, discipline, passion, and focus, then I'm your man. Call me at 888-668-9562 and find out what my 27 years of battlefield experience can do for you. My direct helpline is 888-668-9562. I'm Joe Gilbert, a licensed representative with Newport Coast Securities, encouraging you to get educated and go for it. Securities offered through Newport Coast Securities, member FINRA, SIPC.
This is Financial News and Talk.
Markets, business, and the latest information on Bloomberg. There's absolutely no alternative.
AM 1450, AM 1510.
Investors, do you know what a successful stock looks like before it takes off in price? Studying models of past big winners can give you a much clearer picture of what you're looking for in future potential big winners. Hi, I'm Joe Gilbert, a stockbroker with Newport Coast Securities in Irvine, California. How are you going to know if a stock you're considering to buy right now could be a future big winner if you don't know what the great winners of the past look like? Make sense? Call me at 888-668-9562 for a free copy of my model book I call Profiles of a New America. If you're unhappy with your broker and you want to work with a new broker who has 27 years of battlefield experience, as well as some fresh ideas to help get you back on track, then call me at 888-668-9562 or log on at howtoinvestinanewamerica.com. If what you're doing isn't working, then try my fresh ideas and a great new system. And don't forget to tune in every day for How to Invest in a New America from 4 to 5, right here on 1510 AM, Financial News and Talk. Newport Coast Securities, member FINRA, SIPC. All right, I'm back again. This is Joe Gilbert. I'm an institutional equity strategist at Newport Coast Securities in Irvine, California. Let's do market movers, okay? Let's see. Stocks that were up 7 or more points today. Priceline up $13.89. Regeneron up $11.34. Visa up $9.38. Now Visa broke out today from a base on a 170% increase in volume after they reported their earnings. So Visa was up $9.38. Google up $9.18. Pioneer Resources was up 8 and change. All right, these are stocks up 6 or more. Yelp up $6.92. Hornbeck Offshore up $6.37. And Apple was up 6. Stocks up 5 or more. MasterCard, Energizer Holdings, Intercontinental Exchange, 4 or more. Alexander's, Genesee and Wyoming, Commvault Systems, Amazon, and Prudential, 3 or more. CVR Energy, Martin Marietta, Generac Holdings, Whirlpool, Sherwin-Williams, and Chipotle Mexican Grill. Okay, stocks up 2 or more. There were a bunch. Trust me on that. Today was a big day. Ulta Beauty Salon, Mercado Libre. Now that's the Latin American eBay. How many of my listeners ever heard of Mercado Libre? This is part of the new America we talk about. IBM was up 2 or more. Cummins, Seagate was up on 170% increase in volume, and it's near a buy point, but up 2 or more today. Cigna, Celgene, and Marathon Petroleum. All right, so that's today's market movers. But, before I forget, LinkedIn was reported after the close. It's down, last I checked, it was down about 20 points in after hours. All right, so let's get back to selling signs and see what we can learn. Now, I've been talking about selling signs, and the first rule is always sell a stock when it drops 7 or 8% below your cost. Right? That's basic. You want to sell always, in this case, at the market. You want to protect yourself against the possibility of a devastating loss, and you do that by keeping all your losses at a maximum of 7 or 8%, okay? That's max. Everybody clear with me on this? This is playing good defense, all right? Selling on the way up is offensive selling. When you cut the loss when you may be wrong, that's defensive selling, all right? We're talking about sell rules. Now, I want you to be aware of the signs of distribution occurring. Now, I went over this last week, but for those unfamiliar with the term distribution is heavy volume when the price drops. By that, I mean the price is down for the day with the volume up, and you gauge it from the previous day. Not from the previous day, I'm sorry, but you're judging on a stock based versus its average 50-day average volume. So if the volume is up over average and the price is down, That's distribution. Now, here's a minor detail, but it's important. Details are really important, I think. I mean, let's look at the space shuttle program. It's a multi-billion-dollar endeavor, and all it took to screw it up was one little loose washer. All right, so we want to pay close attention to all these little details I'm giving you. Okay, so you watch the volume. It's critical, friends. Now, here's another little detail. When you're gauging distribution in individual stock, you want to notice the volume that's above the stock's average volume. So general market is volume versus the previous day, but for stocks, it's versus the 50-day average of trading volume. Now, are you aware of what your stock's 50-day average volume is? You really should be aware when this is happening. So for me, a really big warning signal is when the price closes down for the day on a pickup in volume. Again, that's a big negative when the price is declining on an increase in volume above the average in your stock. So for me, I want to look at the volume figures very closely and mark on the chart all the distribution days that you see in your stocks. And when I say mark them, I'm talking to mark them up on the chart, all the positives and the negatives, and you build a case. Remember, stocks don't just top out of nowhere. The selling signs are always there. Right? Another indication is if the stock is breaking below its 50-day moving average with the volume picking up, or breaking the 200-day line. But you should really be way out before they get to the 200-day. But it is a selling sign. If you aren't out and it's at the 200 and breaking, that's not good. All right? Also, after a big move, after stocks moved up substantially, heavy volume without further price progress. So you're moving up, and then all of a sudden you go nowhere and the volume picks up. That's churning action. So heavy volume without further upside progress. Major clue of institutional selling, okay? Another sign after a big move is the stock will have its biggest one-day price gain of the whole move. All right, now if you're just joining the broadcast, this is How to Invest in a New America. We're talking about selling indications, and I'm talking about selling signs. This market's made a pretty big run. You know, the bull market's been going on since March 2009, so it's made a long run, and we're knocking at the new highs now in all the indexes. So I just wanted to go over selling indications for all my listeners today. Another sell sign for me is when the stock breaks its long-term uptrend line. So I would sell breaking a properly placed long-term trend line along the lows of the stock, and it should touch at least 3 different points. But if you have a nice defined uptrend channel line and the stock breaks below that, that would be a selling symptom. And I can show you a great example of this in the general market. If you go back and look at the NASDAQ in April of 2010, if you go to the specific day of April 27, 2010, we had a very defined uptrend line that was severed on April 27. I remember it vividly because that's exactly where I went to cash, and it was well in advance of that flash crash that happened that year. That channel line break was not only a sell signal occurring, but the NASDAQ had come under a cluster of distribution days a few weeks prior to that break. So we're going to study that NASDAQ chart from April 2010. It's a great example for you to save. It could have saved you some big buckos, okay? So for me, when it broke that trend line, that was like the last straw, especially after that distribution occurs. So it makes sense to study this great example, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, I hope you're having as much fun as I am. I hope you're learning something new here. That's my goal, friends. I want to help you to learn new things. All right, another selling indication is you sell when the stock breaks an upper channel line. Now, that's an offensive sell rule. When a stock breaks above its upper channel line, it's a sell. So sell breaking above that upper channel line. Again, on the way up, it's an offensive sell rule. Now, here's the interesting point. How many stocks do you own? I was always taught that diversification is a hedge against ignorance. Remember, a lot of what I'm telling you goes against human nature. Hey, if you want to make money in the market, friends, sometimes you got to learn to think a little bit abnormally, okay? Seriously, what did he just say? I know, friends, but remember, this market moves counter to the way a normal person thinks and acts. So sometimes you got to learn to think a little abnormally, because what have you been told all your life? Don't put all your eggs in one basket, right? That's conventional wisdom. And certainly I'm not suggesting you go do that, but what I'm saying is conventional thinking in the stock market is usually wrong. So how many stocks do you own? For me, I never own more than 4 or 5 stocks, depending on the account size, but look at it this way. If the market gets in trouble and you're like my buddy who lives up in Seattle, I know he's listening right now, aren't you, Dave? I won't mention his name. Oh, I guess I already blew that. Sorry, Dave. But he's holding 25 different stocks. Now, let's say the market starts to get in trouble. He could sell 5, 6, or 7 stocks, and he's still up to his eyeballs in the market and not really protected from what could potentially turn out to be a disaster, right? Because listen, friends, you never know how bad things can get. When you get the signs to sell, you never really know how bad things can be. All you know is you have rules, and you know you're getting signals that are telling you to sell, so you act on them. Now, conversely, if I'm holding only 4 or 5 stocks and I sell 1 or 2, well, I'm half cash, just like that. All right, let's take another break. I'm Joey. This is How to Invest in a New America. Don't touch the dial. More learning after the break on Financial News and Talk, 1510 AM KSPA and 1450 AM KFSD. Investors, do you know what a successful stock looks like before it takes off in price? Studying models of past big winners can give you a much clearer picture of what you're looking for in future potential big winners. Hi, I'm Joe Gilbert, a stockbroker with Newport Coast Securities in Irvine, California. How are you going to know if a stock you're considering to buy right now could be a future big winner if you don't know what these great winners of the past look like? Make sense? Call me at 888-668-9562 for a free copy of my model book I call Profiles of a New America. If you're unhappy with your broker and you want to work with a new broker who has 27 years of battlefield experience, as well as some fresh ideas to help get you back on track, then call me at 888-668-9562 or log on at howtoinvestinanewamerica.com. If what you're doing isn't working, then try my fresh ideas and a great new system. And don't forget to tune in every day for How to Invest in a New America from 4 to 5, right here on 1510 AM Financial News and Talk. Newport Coast Securities, member FINRA SIPC.
This is Financial News and Talk.
Markets, business, and the latest information on Bloomberg. There's absolutely no alternative.
AM 1450, AM 1510.
Investors, do you know what a successful stock looks like before it has a dramatic rise in price? Knowing what to look for can definitely give you an edge. Hi, I'm Joe Gilbert, an independent institutional stockbroker with Newport Coast Securities and host of How to Invest in a New America. For more than a quarter of a century, I've focused on a strict discipline of looking through thousands of stock charts every weekend, looking for timely ideas for my clients. If you believe in the importance of a disciplined approach that combines fresh new idea generation, managed with passion and focus, then call me at 888-668-9562 and experience the difference for yourself. Again, if you're looking for a new broker who can help you navigate the ups and downs of the market and you want experience, discipline, passion, and focus, then I'm your man. Call me at 888-668-9562 and find out what my 27 years of battlefield experience can do for you. My direct helpline is 888-668-9562. I'm Joe Gilbert, a licensed representative with Newport Coast Securities, encouraging you to get educated and go for it. Securities offered through Newport Coast Securities, member FINRA SIPC. All right, I'm back with you again. I'm so glad you could join in and learn with me. I'm truly humbled by your presence, friends, so thanks for tuning in. This is How to Invest in a New America. I'm Joey Gilbert. I'm an independent institutional equity strategist with Newport Coast Securities in Irvine, California. We don't talk politics on this show. It's quite different from all the other shows on radio. The goal here is to help you be a better investor. I've been getting a lot of calls from listeners, a lot of great supportive comments, so thanks for all your kind words. I'm really trying hard to give it to you straight. You know, I can't thank all my listeners enough for all your kind words. My goal is to educate all my listeners on how to make money in the stock market. All right, so in that vein today, I want to talk about charts again, especially with the seminar just a few days away. Now, if you're not using charts, I'm doing a free seminar this Saturday morning at my office in Irvine that can help you get a much clearer understanding of how to read charts. If you have an interest in acquiring this critical skill, come to my seminar and let me show you something really eye-opening. You can call my office at 888-668-9562. Again, 888-668-9562. Or you can log on to my website at howtoinvestinanewamerica.com, all one word. Or you can email me any questions or comments at jgilbert at ncsecurities.com. Now, if you're trying to be a good student of the market, I'm offering a free resource. It's called Profiles of a New America. It's nothing fancy for sure, but if you're trying to study successful stocks of the past and you want to get a copy of my model book, I call Profiles of a New America. You can call me in the office, 888-668-9562. And I'll send you a really great resource that you can use to help you gain a clear picture of what a successful stock looks like before it takes off in price. All right, that number again is 888-668-9562. Listeners, chart patterns or bases are simply areas of price correction and consolidation after an earlier price advance. And major advances in price occur off strong, recognizable chart patterns. Failures can almost always be traced to bases that are faulty or they're just too obvious to the typical investor. And the obvious doesn't work in the market, okay? But I believe this is true. Charts don't lie, people do. So I believe that's really true. So listen up, friends. Professionals who don't make use of charts are confessing their ignorance of a highly valuable measurement and timing mechanism, all right? If your advisor isn't using charts, well, maybe that's all you need to know about them. Seriously, if you deal with a broker who doesn't know how to read a chart or doesn't even look at charts, forget about it, all right? Universities that teach finance or investment courses and dismiss charts as irrelevant or unimportant are demonstrating their complete lack of knowledge and understanding of how the market really works and how the best pros operate. All right? You won't hear what I'm telling you in any college classroom, that's for sure. The system that I use is based on how the market actually operates, not on my or anyone else's personal opinion, and certainly not on academic theory. It's not an ivory tower academic theory created by some college professor. You won't learn this in any college program, but the system was developed by one of the greatest investors of all time, okay? So it's important. CANSLIM is based 100% on the realistic study of all the biggest winners in history. So it's reality-based, not theory-based. And it's all explained in great detail in William O'Neill's book called How to Make Money in Stocks, A Winning System in Good Times or Bad. Now, if you don't get anything else from listening to me on the radio, get this. Get the book, How to Make Money in Stocks by William O'Neill. Now, I've read that book over 25 times, and I've been using the method to operate since 1998. And I've been to as many as 25 of the seminars that William O'Neill himself taught. For me, I was relentless when it came to learning this system. It works, and I've taught the system to many, many people before. Now, on tomorrow's show, I'm going to be having one of my old clients on the show. He learned from me, and he took a $50,000 account to, in a 5-year period, he took a $50,000 account up to $1.8 million. Right? And he's going to be on the show tomorrow to answer a bunch of questions and talk about how he did that. But I want to encourage all my listeners to go get the book, How to Make Money in Stocks by William O'Neill. Most of the information in the book, I'm going to cover it on the show. So if you read the book and you follow the show, hopefully you'll learn the system much faster. All right? Because listen, ladies and gentlemen, in the stock market, history repeats itself. And the reason is because human nature doesn't change, and neither does the law of supply and demand. The price patterns of the great stocks of the past can clearly serve as models or blueprints for future selections. Now, I hope I'm causing you to question your thought about charts being mystical. I'm trying really hard to demystify how to make money in this market. Now, I want to mention this Saturday morning from 9 till noon in Irvine, I'll be doing a free seminar about how to read charts. I want all my listeners to learn about charts. If you're not using them, I'm doing a free seminar this Saturday morning at my office in Irvine that can help you to get a much clearer understanding of how to read stock charts, right? If you have an interest in acquiring this critical skill, come to my seminar and let me show you something really eye-opening, all right? You can call my office, 888-668-9562. Again, 888-668-9562. You can log on to my website at howtoinvestinanewamerica.com. Also, if you want to look at some really important big leaders, then call me and get a copy, a free copy, I might add, of Profiles of a New America. It's my model book study that shows you what some really big leaders of the past look like before they took off on amazing runs. Now, looking at the past is important. How are you going to ever know if what you own right now could be a huge potential winner, if you have no idea what the winners of the past look like. Am I making sense, listeners? If you want to learn how to pick big winners, you got to study the past and learn exactly what they look like, because the patterns repeat themselves over and over. Seriously, cup and handles have been happening all throughout the 20th century. So I have a model book for you. It's free. You can see what Cisco systems looked like before it went up 75,000%. You can see the perfect cup and handle that Microsoft formed in January 1991, right before the Iraq War started. You can see Google in September of 2004, before it went on a 5-fold advance. Apple formed a perfect cup with a handle in March 2004. And Amazon broke out in November 2002 of a perfect cup and handle. Now, this is a study resource you don't want to miss. You can call me at 888-668-9562. I've got pictures of the Chinese Google. Everybody knows about Baidu, right? The stock made an 8-fold move from the bottom in 2009. And you could get a look at that super stock. Netflix is in the model book. Chipotle Mexican Grill. Chipotle had a perfect cup and handle. In September 1st, it was the first stock in 2010 when the market turned after that summer's correction. And we had the best September in 71 years. Chipotle was the first stock to break out. I've got a picture of that. F5 Networks, Yahoo, and many others. I'd call my office for a free copy of the models and get an intro package. That number is 888-668-9562. Or log on and register for Saturday's free seminar at How to Invest in a New America.com. All one word. That's HOWTOINVESTINANEW America.com. All one word. All right. I want you to protect yourself and I want you to make money. If you like what you're hearing on the show and you want to see what my 27 years of experience can do for you, call me. I've been helping investors for a long time. I'd be more than happy to talk with you, coach you. I am accepting new accounts right now, so you can call my office at 888-668-9562 or log on at howtoinvestinanewamerica.com. Now, please keep an open mind with me here, friends. You know, we've all had to endure one of the worst periods over the past 100 years. And over the past 13 years, it's been my opinion that most investors are paralyzed. You know, when the dot-com bubble popped in March 2000, stocks got annihilated. And if you didn't have a system for selling and you were just a buy and holder, you got crushed. Or if you listen to all the analysts on CNBC that came on during that bear market, almost every single day, they were saying buy, 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 buy the whole way down. Right? Having a selling game plan is critical for your success in the market. Right? Are you using a sound set of sell rules when it comes for losses? Now, I've been talking in the past 2 weeks about studying the models and studying chart models of what the big past leaders looked like before they took off. I'm offering a free resource to all my listeners called Profiles of a New America. It's intended to help you gain a much clearer picture of what you're looking for when you're buying a stock. Seriously, friends, how are you going to ever know if what you're buying is going to be a potential big winner if you don't know what all the big winners of the past look like? I hope this is making sense. It's critical, and it's a starting point of learning how to pick big winners in the market. It's the first step to ingraining in your mind exactly what a successful stock looks like. I mean, it's like a blueprint, right? And you've got to learn how to read these charts. So studying models is how I learn, and that's what I'm trying to get across to all my listeners. You can call me at 888-668-9562 and get a free copy of the model book called Profiles of a New America. And again, I do want to mention a free seminar this Saturday morning in Irvine from 9 till noon. You can register for that at howtoinvestinanewamerica.com. One word. You know, I love this stuff. Talking about the market really gets my blood flowing. Can you tell? All right. Well, if you like what you hear and you want to find out if maybe what I do for my clients is something that can work to your advantage, then by all means, call me in my office, 888-668-9562. You know, another really great example to have and study is the NASDAQ chart in April 2010. Now, that's where it broke its uptrend channel line and gave a sell signal. I'll be reviewing that in the seminar this Saturday morning as well. If you haven't signed up yet, call my office at 888-668-9562. All right, or you can email me at jgilbert@ncsecurities.com. I've been getting a lot of really nice emails about the show. I appreciate that, friends. But this new America cycle I'm talking about, it's alive and well. And every year, many new leaders will emerge and become big winners in the stock market. The only question is you need to ask yourself is, will you see them and know how to take full advantage? Hopefully by listening to the show, you can improve your own results. Listeners, if you like what you're hearing right now and you want to find out what I do on a regular basis for my clients might be something that can work for you, call my office at 888-668-9562, and I'll send you out the free model book, Profiles of a New America, and you can sign up for my seminar this Saturday morning from 9 to noon in Irvine at howtoinvestinanewamerica.com. So in case you're wondering, what am I selling? I have nothing to sell you, friends. What I'm looking for is new clients, individuals who realize the new America I'm talking about is real and the opportunities are out there. So they want to work with a person that is doing all their own homework. And you know, I'm looking for people who agree with me that the opportunities exist, but they don't have time to keep up with it all. Or they want to work with a broker who's dedicated and has an intense passion for the market. And I can coach and teach you something completely different and keep you using a strict discipline and teach you on how the whole thing works. If that makes sense, my ideas are institutional quality. I've got 27 years of trading experience. Now, I'm not a jack of all trades for sure, but I have mastered one particular system, and I've concentrated all my efforts on learning and perfecting CANSLIM system. So all my listeners, if you want to work with a broker who has an intense passion and 27 years experience and has the ability to show you really good new investment ideas, a broker who can keep you disciplined and sticking to a system and get you in and out of the market, that's me, okay? And what I'm looking for is new trading partners. I consider all my clients trading partners. So if you're having a difficult time with your investments, or if you're working with a broker who's not getting his job done, maybe he or she is just not showing you love. Maybe they're just incapable. I don't know. But if you're unhappy and you want a new trading partner with some fresh ideas and fresh thinking, you can call my office, 888-668-9562. I'd be more than happy to share my 27 years of trading experience and explain how my services can help you in the market. I can give you past referrals of clients. That's about all I have for today, but call my office at 888-668-9562. I hope everyone's learning something new. I firmly believe the best investor is an informed investor. So join me every day for how to invest in a new America. Have a wonderful evening, friends. After 10 years and 2 very brutal bear markets, I believe now's the time to take hold of your financial future and start educating yourself. Hi, I'm Joseph Gilbert, an institutional stockbroker with Newport Coast Securities in Irvine, California, and host of How to Invest in a New America, heard daily from 4 to 5 here on KSPA and KFSD. Unprecedented volatility has paralyzed investors. In fact, there are millions of investors just sitting on the sidelines watching as literally a parade of financial opportunities pass them by. For 27 years, I've been actively trading and advising both institutional and individual investors to my techno-fundamental approach. If you're having a tough time with the stock market and you need a new trading partner with some fresh ideas to help get you back on track, then call me at 888-668-9562 or log on at howtoinvestinanewamerica.com. The number again is 888-668-9562 or howtoinvestinanewamerica.com. Call me and let me help you get back on track. Newport Coast Securities, member FINRA, SIPC.
Financial News and Talk, AM 1450 KFSD Escondido, AM 1510 KSPA Ontario, Astor Broadcast Group stations.